Look close, my darling friends, because you're seeing something that nobody on YouTube has ever seen. Me with makeup on. I haven't used makeup except once or twice in the last 5 years, beyond powder and lippy. That's the only thing I routinely use here. Why? Because it's so incredibly freaking hot that to put on makeup is to ask for it to melt down your face. But my daughter's wedding is upcoming, and I needed to go through my makeup and see if I still remembered how to put it on. And I did. But there are a couple of things I realized. I need to get under eye cream. I don't have that. I need to get a better mascara, and I will do that when I go back to the States before my daughter's wedding. But unfortunately, you're going to have to see this more often because I'm trying to. Huh, hair. I'm trying to remember my mad makeup skills that I used to have that I clearly am falling down on now. Okay, I've ranted enough about makeup. The makeup kind of ties into what I want to talk about today. If you don't know who I am, I'm Suzanne Tidkemeyer. I used to write a column for a media source called Pathos. I wrote a column for nearly 10 years having to do with religion and mostly with CULT religions and just out there things having to do in the religious specter. I'm about to state my opinions. They're not fact, they're opinions. As Renell Smith likes to say, do your own research, form your own opinions. I'm a big believer in that. Um, do all the YouTube things, please. Hit like, subscribe, whatever. Don't bully anybody I talk about here, but I know you guys are not like that. I know you're not going to bully anybody. And just don't be rude in comments. That's the only thing I ask with me or anyone else. So today I want to talk about something that's kind of disturbing. To me, it is. And this is something I've noticed with women in my own age group. You know, I'm going to turn 62 here on the 2nd of June. So this would be the age that I would call near retirement, okay? When you start getting ready to retire, there's something that kicks in that I'm not used to. But I'm long married, so this does not even affect me at all. But I've seen it so many times that I've thought about it. And those of you that follow me on a regular basis, you know that I love to toy with Facebook Nigerian romance scammers, like the photo I have at the beginning of this, which is a profile of a real romance scammer that's since been squashed. Okay, why do I want to talk about this? Because of the news right now of Vicky White and Casey White. Vicky, in case you haven't heard of the case, is a lady in close to retirement age. Was getting ready to retire for many years as a prison guard, I guess it was. She snuck the much younger Casey White out with a lie that she was taking him to court for mental health status evaluation, I think it was, she said, in Florence, Alabama, and they ran. They skedaddled. I don't remember how many days they stayed gone, but it was a nationwide manhunt. They were found, I think it was Sunday night, Monday morning, somewhere in that time frame, in Evansville, Indiana. Vicky is now dead of what is they claim is a self-inflicted gunshot wound. I wait to see what happens with that. If there's going to be any gunshot residue test that was done on Vicky or on Casey to either rule out or rule in who the shooter was. And the other interesting thing to me about all this, besides the fact of gunshot residue tests, is blood spatter and spatter of some of the things having to do with a gunshot that aren't blood spatter. They should be able to run tests on the hands of both of them and come up with who the shooter was. So I'm looking forward to that. I know I'm weird. I love to look at forensic details in some of these crimes sometimes because it's fascinating. One of the things that this caught my eye, and we've been talking about it over at Reddit in the love after lockup sector, this thing that I've noticed, this thing drives Nigerian romance scammers to come after women in my age group and in poor dead Vicky White's age group and so many in our age group. It seems to be a thing, at least in my observation, that when you reach a certain age, late 40s, early 50s, all the way through like 70 or 80 even, that it becomes increasingly harder to attract men. I've listened to all of my friends gripe about this that are single. The married ones not so much. Our we got our second half there, and it's mostly single ones. When you get to a certain age and you start developing wrinkles and sagging skin and various things, it becomes harder and harder to attract men because many men will shop in the lower age bracket. They'll look for women that are a lot younger than them. I don't know why that is, but it's the thing. Like I said, my ex was way older than me. My husband's older than me. It's just one of those things that's a fact. It's a sad fact. So you end up with ladies like Vicky White and pretty much all the women on Love After Lockup and the victims of those Nigerian romance scammers that you see on the Dr. Phil show, where you're older and your sex drive is peaking in your 40s and you're alone. I got to witness this phenomenon. We had people visiting here back a couple of months ago, and got to see somebody who was hooking up with F boys. But she was very attractive. So she stood a cut above the rest of us. People are so eager to have a significant other, women especially, in that age group I'm talking about, that what they will do is they will settle for people that would be never be acceptable ever. And on Love After Lockup, one of the things that I've noticed, and I think that I wouldn't doubt if it played a part in the Vicky White, Casey White thing, is that guys in prison have unlimited time to work on their game, to come up with their, oh, baby, I love you so much. I'd do anything for you. Now you got to do this for me. I would not doubt that that was in play with Casey and Vicky White, with the two of them, because he's sitting around prison thinking up, oh, baby, I love you stuff, working on their game until they get so proficient at it that these women who are in the, I'm going to call the desperation age, because it's a bracket of age where if you're unmarried, you have one of two choices mostly. Adjust to your singleness and have a lot of cats or dogs or whatever hobby interests you, or lower your standards a little bit and start looking for partners in some very odd places, including prison, where the guys have nothing to do but work on their game. I think as days go on and this saga of Casey White unfolds, we're going to see that that's exactly what happened. That he somehow convinced a prison guard who should have known better, should have known better, should have known that these guys are not truthful, they're not honest. They spend a lot of time working on their game to gain your heart and your bank account. Should have known better, but it looks like she probably fell for him. He was probably running his game and she fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, and then planned the prison break. Planned it. Well, I keep saying she planned it, she planned it so well. I kind of disagree. Okay, the actual part where she told other prison guards and administration that she was taking him to the courthouse for a mental status evaluation was kind of ingenious. Okay, the rest of it, not so much. I got caught in a, might call a no-tell motel outside of it. And apparently there were lots and lots and lots of tips that came in on the tip line. I don't doubt that a bit. Some people relish writing people, ratting people out, not writing people out. And that's how it came in. So as days go on, we hear more and more. I guarantee you the whole prison romance thing is in there pretty hard. I have a feeling. And this is the exact same thing that drives so many women in that age group, in the desperation age, the retirement age group, to send hundreds of thousands of dollars to these guys that say that they're madly in love with you from your Facebook picture. Those sort of guys. I see it sometimes in bars. I see women in my age group behaving with some crazy lack of caution because they're trying to attract a man. I've seen it with Facebook, ladies on Facebook approaching men for more than just friendship. I think that my husband's dealing with one like that right now. Likely. So they just get to that, you just get to that point where society as a whole is telling you that you're less than if you don't have a man. And let me tell you something, that is a lie. You are enough. You are enough for yourself, whether you choose to have F boys to hang around with, or you decide that you must have a man for whatever reason. But here's the thing, do not compromise yourself. Do not ignore the red flags. Just don't. There's so many red flags in some of these guys, and those that you watch me on the regular know that when I get a Nigerian romance scammer, I will go online, I'll go on YouTube, I'll live stream, and I will just torment them for fun. I'll give them all kinds of fake information and take them on quite the journey before they block me usually. And usually that's exactly what happens, is they block. Because I'm not the sort to fall for that BS ever. And that's the thing. You have to really be on guard if you're a woman in our retirement age and you're thinking that this guy showing up is too good to be true. Guess what? He probably is. You're better off going with somebody you know that loves you or may have feelings for you, you may not even realize. The best example I've seen of that was on Love After Lockup, when Angela was after Tony. Angela, living in Mississippi, working in the mental health industry, working with addicts. She ignored all the big red flags with Tony and she even married him. It didn't really work out. She had a guy named Tommy that she worked with that was in love with her and kept approaching her and saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. And she was like, you're not hot enough. You don't have the hot bod. Don't rule out anybody in your own age group because you think they're not hot enough. It just makes me sad that this is likely what happened with her, and it had a very tragic ending. I'm still waiting. Like I said, I'm going to wait and see what happens with the test to see who shot whom. And I'm hoping that this creates more talk in the prison industry. And it is an industry. Don't let them fool you. It is an industry. There are some companies that do the private prison thing and they make buku money. Money talks and BS walks. So when this goes down, I have a feeling it's going to come out that he romanced her relentlessly for months. So don't be one of these choose me girls in our age group, choose me retirement gals. That's ignoring all red flags, chasing after guys, welcoming Nigerian romance scammers with open arms. Don't be one of those girls that loses everything to them. Don't be one of those ladies that feels a need for a male relationship so badly that they start fishing on writeaninmate.com. It's just not a good way to go about life. Okay, you guys, I have written finally to YouTube and I'm having correspondence with them trying to figure out why I'm not able to do live streams. So I'm not able to do them right now, and I'm getting to discuss what I like. Please feel free to leave a comment if you want to sound off on anything I'm talking about. I welcome your comments, believe it or not. And I look forward to being able to get back to live streams. Love you guys. See ya.